Saigon has become my second home, but it's a city I both hate to love and love to hate. With its sensory overload of sights, smells, and sounds, you can get sucked in like quicksand, lost within the arteries of its alleyways forever. And trust me, many expats do. So after several months in the city, I knew I needed an escape. This time, my way out would be on two wheels, alone. From the southern heart of Vietnam, up through its iconic highlands, into the coastal towns, back down along the sea. Wind stinging my face like pepper spray, gasoline burning my nostrils like bad cocaine. Penance for my time spent in Vietnam's city of sin. Vietnam always feels like a world just out of reach. Layered, chaotic, serene, and alive all at once. And there's no better way to experience it than by carving through its windy roads, its misty highlands, and its humble villages. And on this solo motorcycle tour, I do just that, going from Ho Chi Minh City through Cat Tien, Dak Lak, Nha Trang, Mui Ne, and back into Saigon. This is Vietnam, where the rubber meets the road. The bike I'm using for this trip is a 2020 Honda CB. It's got a top speed of about 140 kilometers an hour, which is not fast, but I don't plan on going too far each day. When you're going to Lat, there are very steep hills, so you need a good amount of torque and good disc brakes, which this Honda CB has. A lot of people might say this is overkill, but I don't want to get killed. There's something about setting out alone on a motorcycle. You're stripped of distraction. You're vulnerable. Every bump in the road, every twist and turn, every hill you climb or descend, it's on you. Unexpected rivers crossing the road, that might be the fault of Silicon Valley.
Oh, fucking shit. Ended up going down this dirt road which terminated at a river. If I were on the Honda XR, I would have braved it. It didn't look that deep, but this CB is kind of not really the tool I want to cross a river with at 5:30 in the morning when I'm, not really full of my wits yet. Now I think I am back on the right road. No thanks to Google Maps. I am making my way towards Lat on Route 725, a really fun road, a lot of S-turns, really well paved. I stopped off, had a lookout here, gorgeous day, and found a gang of very troublesome Vietnamese guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy Tet. I've got about 3 hours left on the way to Lat. I will see you back on the road. I am way out in the woods, and I never thought I'd do this, but I actually put a sweatshirt on in Vietnam. The air is cold, but it is clean. Can't breathe like that in Ho Chi Minh City.
Lat is its own version of Vietnam. Tucked away in the cool embrace of the Central Highlands, it's a city with 4 seasons in one day. The morning might greet you with sunshine, but a few hours later, the clouds roll in and the air is cold and damp. As the center of coffee production in the country, there are cafes everywhere. It's surreal, some light years away from the debaucherous backpacker district I left behind in Saigon, a European Alpine pocket suspended somewhere in history.
This is the Lat Sa lemongrass homestay. Very happy with the place. What's your name again?
Yeah.
Your name again?
My name is Lemongrass.
Huh?
My name is Lemongrass.
Lemongrass, no, but your name?
Yes.
Your name Lemongrass?
Yes.
Oh, and this is lemongrass. I didn't know it was named after the proprietor. He's ready for the cold. Xin chào, good morning, Chao Boi Sang. Yeah, I need an outfit like his with the ears on it, man. Just stay warm here in Lat. It's cold, huh? Or a scarf like he's got. Very stylish. Charming little spot. A very good night's sleep in the cold climb here. I would recommend this place. This city was established in 1890 by French colonialists as an agricultural station at first, and then later as an alpine retreat with boarding schools spas and hotels. Can you say bourgeoisie?
In the early 1900s, French authorities chose to develop the area that is now Dalat with the aim of creating a hill station, similar to a European Alpine village. They constructed villas, hotels, golf courses, boarding schools, and a train station. Tourists flock to this largest city in the Vietnam Highlands today for the same reason Europeans did in the early 20th century. Its relatively cool climate, lush hills, and waterfalls, and more importantly, coffee.
In lieu of or lack of the harder stuff on this motorcycle trip through the highlands of Vietnam, I'm gonna go on a caffeine bender. Here it is, Cafe Danda Công Dung. Say hello to YouTube. Xin chào. This is Wan Huong Lake, and in the afternoon, you'll see this place populated with a lot of those pedal boats shaped in the form of ducks, I believe. A lot of couples here on romantic getaways. They call this the romantic city. This is Lam Vien Square with these two very colorful, very giant, artful glass structures. This one in the shape of an artichoke and the other the shape of a giant wild sunflower, because this is the city of 1,000 flowers. Now it's just the land of 1,000 selfies. Dalat reminds me a lot of Bogota, Colombia, the La Candelaria neighborhood, with its high altitude, chilly climate, steep, narrow alleyways, and colonial architecture, in this case, French instead of Spanish. Do I like it here? Oui. I know this is daytime, but I'm at the night market, which is open in some way, shape, or form 24/7. All sorts of dried fruits, fresh fruits, teas, coffees, candy. How much for 1 kilo? Strawberry.
1 kilo, 100, 1 kilo.
There you go. Wait, how do we do happy Chúc mừng năm mới? Chúc mừng năm mới.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Chúc mừng năm mới. That is Happy New Year in Tien Viet. Chúc mừng năm mới.
Chúc mừng năm mới.
Yeah.
Cảm ơn.
Happy New Year. Come on. Happy New Year. Chúc mừng năm mới.
Chúc mừng năm mới. Cảm ơn.
Cảm ơn. Holy crap. There are so many people out here in Dalat on a Monday night for Tet. I've never seen anything like this in Vietnam, and Ho Chi Minh City gets packed with people, but this is a whole different level. Xin chào. The kids are out, the families are out, and most importantly, the street vendors are out. There is no better way to enjoy street food here in Southeast Asia than on these little plastic stools. None of the pomp and circumstance, none of the white linen, none of the fancy etiquette, just the great food. What a bargain too. 200 VND, or about $8 for the grilled mushrooms, grilled cuttlefish, grilled octopus, and tiger beer. I couldn't leave the market without getting an order of this. Bun Ryu, a noodle soup with a tomato-based broth, crab, pork, chicken, beef, all the protein goodness. Xin chào. Hello, I'm from United States. And you? Where are you from?
I'm from Vietnam.
Okay. Xin chào.
Xin chào.
High five.
High five.
All right. This is the second place I booked in Dalat. This was like last minute booking, but last minute deals. It was $30 a night. The Blue Sky Homestay. This is Big.
Yeah.
And she is the proprietor of the Blue Sky Homestay here in Dalat. I had a very pleasant stay
Yeah, thank you.
at her homestay, and I would suggest you do the same if you're coming to Dalat.
Yeah.
I'm back at the night market here, and I'm gonna be on the road tomorrow to Dak Lak. I need to keep warm. She's got cashmere scarves here for 100 VND, about $4. Louis Vuitton, of course, Vietnam's favorite brand. Gucci, Christian Dior, Hermes. The Vietnamese like to stay fashionable. Gep lai sao. Gep lai sao. See you again. The crowds here in Dalat are getting to be a little much. I'm glad to be leaving tomorrow, and I am bundled up and ready for the ride to Dak Lak.
The ride from Dak Lak to Dak Lak took me through some of the most dramatic landscapes in Vietnam. The roads are twisting, unpredictable, steep, and demanding. An even bigger challenge out here, though, is the oncoming traffic. Motorbikes coming the other way usually aren't the problem, but I guess the bigger the vehicle, the worse the driving gets. The huge tour buses just barrel around these corners and barrel through these little towns, and their only measure of safety is to just wail on the air horn, but they do not slow down. So you really have to have your head on a swivel, and you really got to pay attention. Whoa. Yeah, there you go. There's your bus. About 8 a.m. in the middle of farmlands, highlands. Just stopped off here at a little roadside cafe to warm my hands. They're getting pretty cold. And this man, what's your name? You.
My name Duan.
Duan. And Duan provided quite a bit of hospitality. There's always some kind of coffee shop with a bunch of dudes hanging out, smoking cigarettes, shooting the shit, playing cards. Okay, back on the road.
Okay. Okay.
I'm making friends here. Making friends along the way from Dak Lak to Dak Lak.
See you again.
See you again. Gap Lai Sao.
One minute.
Gap Lai Sao. If Dak Lak is European and timeless, Dak Lak is remote, rural, and vast. A land of open farmland, rolling green hills, and the kind of wide sky that reminds you how small you are and just how big the world still is. It's a part of Vietnam that doesn't feel like the postcard images of the beaches or bustling cities. This is a place that hums with life at a much slower pace. Looks like fun. Too much fun. Too much fun. Xin chào. Hello.
Chào, hello.
Say hello.
Hello.
There ain't no Marriott Marquis out in these parts, so I banked my Bonvoy points and bunked it at this place, Viet Quang Garden. Part coffee farm, part eco homestay, and apparently the place to party for the local school board. Hello. Xin chào. Big party. Yo. Thank you. Come on. Cheers. The farm is also the hangout for the neighborhood kids, who come from the local Ide tribe, an ethnic minority group in Vietnam with a long-standing presence in the Central Highlands. Well, the fly cam got their attention. Better check the controls back before the drone goes into the drink.
Nè đi.
Okay. This guy, he'll break everything. See? Little trouble right here. Mo, hi, ba, yo! The Buon Dan district of Dak Lak is far out at the edge of Vietnam near the border with Cambodia. Out here, none of the motorbike traffic, hustle and bustle, or inner city scams of Ho Chi Minh City. Just local kids stoked to see a real Western person for the first time.
My name Phúc.
Book, Brando. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
The region is home to a few dozen of the country's 100 or so remaining elephants. Recently, in an effort to protect the remaining population, Buon Dan Tourist Center ended the practice of elephant rides. What they didn't put an end to, though, was letting other wild animals into the park, like this guy.
Okay.
Hey!
Oh wow. Oh shit. Oh shit. Come on. Okay.
Chúc mừng năm mới.
Oh shit.
Chúc mừng năm mới.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
Okay.
Way more excited to see me on this side of the fence. I think they're over the elephants. I was told that one must not leave Dak Lak without visiting the Dre Nur and Dre Sap waterfalls to take in the majesty and magnificence of this very strange gift of nature. What wasn't on the brochure was the auditory assault from the always awful, never intelligible musical stylings of Vietnamese karaoke.
You would think it would be really easy to take in the wonders of nature, but of course, in true Vietnamese style, there's some Viet guy playing terrible Vietnamese music on a speaker at volume 12, really distorted, and sort of drowning out the otherwise pleasant sound of the rushing water. Karaoke and the great outdoors.
After a week on a farm in the nether regions of Vietnam, it was time for me to show respect as a guest. Time for me to go in for the kill and put food on the table for my hosts in return for their hospitality. And surely, one of these guys would make a great ribeye. Sadly, all the hunting, fishing, and foraging I did here was at the local supermarket.
Another day on the farm. Green acres, here we come. I feel like we cheated a little bit by going to the grocery store. I feel like we should have beheaded the chicken and caught the fish. But we've got a very authentic fire, so I don't feel all that bad. Makeshift rotisserie. That is how you cook a chicken. Oh yeah, check that out. Onto the fire it goes. Chicken and fish.
On the menu, red snapper stuffed with lemongrass and garlic and a whole chicken, both slowly and painfully grilled over an open fire.
And the feast begins, check this out.
Steamed octopus with chili pepper dipping sauce, cold beer, and good company.
Here, I'll come around serving. Everybody. Hungry? That's a good part. These ladies are working hard. Yeah, that's finger food time.
Our dinner may not have exactly played by the rules of
man.
farm to table, but this version of fresh food beats a high-end hipster gastropub for me any day of the week.
Twan, you've outdone yourself, bro.
I don't think I'll try to top this moment on the rest of this trip.
My local Viet film crew here.
For my last night on the farm, I get a ceremonial send-off. The kids wear traditional Ide attire and make me some coffee. Very, very good coffee. After hand roasting it over the fire and grinding it with an extremely large mortar and pestle, I'm gifted several kilos of caffeine as a memento for my time there. The real gift, of course, will be the memories. Memories of a special time at a special place with special people. And maybe, even after a few years in this country, memories of the first time I met the real Vietnamese. As you drop down from the highlands towards the coast, Vietnam once again begins to change character. The roads less windy and the weather much warmer. No matter where you are on the road in this country, however, one thing remains the same. There ain't no big shiny truck stops out here, just random little roadside joints like this one.
It's got banana alcohol, honey alcohol, all different forms of homemade liquor. This stuff is pretty awesome. I had some yesterday. I got a Cuban cigar for my last roadside pit stop. So I'm going to enjoy my Cuban and banana alcohol when I get to the track. Take two. That was actually fish sauce. I was about to drink a liter of fish sauce, which if you've had fish sauce, you would know that is damn near impossible. This will be my liter of banana alcohol.
If Nha Trang feels like a different country altogether, that's because for all practical purposes, it is. Packed with an influx of Russian expats, Nha Trang for me and many other Western visitors is a pass. So I didn't do much in the city but sleep, then head south towards Mui Ne for some of the best road this bike ride has to offer.
What's happened since the start of the war with Ukraine is that a lot of Russians don't really care to be drafted into the military. So the mass exodus of young men from Russia has sent them to all the cool beachside cities here in Vietnam and Thailand. And Nha Trang seems to be like Moscow Central. Not that I have any problem with Russian people. If there were too many Americans in Nha Trang, I wouldn't like it for the same reason. You know, I want to visit Vietnam. If I wanted to visit Russia, I'd go to Russia. Nha Trang, not on my recommend list.
Mui Ne, a beachside town with its fair share of faded charm. Once, this was a popular escape. Time, however, has not been so kind. The beach suffers from erosion, and the waves take more and more of the coastline with each passing season.
Up and away.
The once bright, bustling vibe here may have dulled under the weight of time, tides, and a changing tourism industry. But the sunsets remain, stretching over the sand dunes in orange, purple, and gold, making it easy to forget that the place is falling to the struggles of infrastructure.
Got like 45 minutes left until pretty much my final destination, Vung Tau. So I'm almost done with the ride here. I'm about to wrap it up after this now. I did not expect this many people in Vung Tau for the weekend.
Vung Tau is smaller and far simpler than the more popular beach destinations in Vietnam. But for me, it's the perfect slice of this country's seaside, an alternate reality, one that hasn't become too popular with Westerners, Russians, Koreans, anyone but the Vietnamese themselves.
Xin chào.
Here, I'm also just a few short, safe, easy hours from home. 2 weeks on the road without incident, without accidents. Surely, the force must have been with me.
I'll have to document it, so if you're gonna arrest me, I'll have to document it. But let me get my passport and let's start there. There we go.
5 a.m. and I'm caught in a speed trap with about a dozen other motorbikes in a hurry to get back to Ho Chi Minh City on a Monday morning. No driver's license, not much documentation. A Viet friend told me to start recording if this happened. It sounded good on paper, but here I am, hoping it actually works.
How we good? You don't find my picture? What? You good? Go. Okay, thanks, brother. I didn't have to pay any fines or bribes. They handed my passport and my blue card back. It said, you go. So, kind of fun.
Each city on this trip is like a chapter in Vietnam's story, distinct in its personality, its people, and its rhythm. Dak Lak offers history and a kind of Alpine beauty. Dak Lak, a raw, rural heartbeat. Nha Trang is vibrant but crowded. Mui Ne, nostalgic but worn. And Vung Tau is familiar, easy, and human. Vietnam is not one thing. It's a country of contrasts. And as you ride through it, you begin to understand that each place has its own way of speaking through its food, its people, and its culture. And they all invite you to listen. That ride to Dak Lak was an ordeal, to say the least. I've been on that motorcycle for 10 hours and don't want to see it again today. I just walked over to a little sushi place where I'm going to overeat before I oversleep.
I think this is the signature dish of Dak Lak, Ga Nuong Cum Lam. I made a group of new friends and got a Cuban cigar. This lovely woman has opened the store during Tet to sell me the DJI. Oh, your first customer of the new year. So what I'm about to give you is lucky money. My shopping spree at the Lat Night Market continues, and my man just hooked me up with a North Face windbreaker, 150 VND, $6. Chuk Mung Ne Mui. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right, Gap Lai Sao. I'll see you again. Gap Lai Sao. Bye-bye. Hello. Come on.
My name is
See, and my name's Brando. Holy shit. Riding a motorcycle for 13 days has taken quite a toll on my upper body. You know, I want to like go out back on the bike and ride around and check out this place and do other stuff. My upper body is just like, F you.